Alrighty, we're going to play a little Tour 9 here. It is the Langton Tees 6-star hotel. Looks like we drew a pretty nasty wind here. There's two ways to approach this hole. You can either go straight out like this guy's about to, or I'm probably going to try to go over and get into the second fairway. Now, I doubt I'll make it with this 8 in the face, but I think it's still probably possible with 8, just not any higher. So one of the things I'll do is put full top. You probably can't do it with this wind without an Apocalypse 5, unfortunately. But I'll put the right edge of my bullseye on the edge of the fairway and then go over one more with a Titan. And with Apocalypse 5, it seems to be right on the money. So with that wind, I'm going to add just a little bit extra because it's kind of going to want to push over there just a tiny bit more. And I actually was able to get to that other fairway. There probably 1 or 2 miles per hour more, and it would have been too much to get, but either way I like being on that side. Just the only thing I don't like doing is missing that fairway on the first hop and being stuck where this guy is, because it really limits your shots. So if you want to stay on that side, you probably want to make sure that you're in the fairway. And this guy's going to just struggle. He's going to have to keep going full ball, and it's just a bit of a hassle that I don't like dealing with. Now, you can easily go over here, but it's more of like a layup shot, so I like to not do that. I'd rather go over here and use some side spin with my Cataclysm 5. Anything with a lot of top spin you can get over there, but it's going to require quite the shot to pull this off, though, because you're not really going to have much margin of error here. But I think I can maybe still get this. Let's see. Man, I needed to really hook that a little bit more. I should have definitely, where I landed that, I should have definitely had that other fairway. No question. That was just a little bit over, plus that little baby shank I hit. Didn't really help, but you can get to that other fairway and give yourself a real short third shot. I'm not too worried about it. Because I really wasn't trying to beat this guy. I'd rather us get to the par 3 anyway, so I can go through that one with you as well. So now this next one, it looks like I can easily pop it on the green from here, even with being where I am. I could even land it up there and backspin it a little bit with my Spitfire, but I'm just going to go ahead and pop this over. With a wind like this, it's really going to try to hook pretty good here. So you're going to want to try to figure out kind of how much to play here, and that's kind of a ballpark with how much you want to do. As you can see, I was kind of on the right side of that fairway and then basically pulled it all the way into the middle of that fairway to make that wind enough with like a 10.5 wind. And it was pretty close. I just hit it a little bit deep. It's a little bit harder to see with the Spitfire how far it's going to run out. I wanted to at least make sure I got over. And as you can see, this guy, he's in this 4-shot, and he's just really been having a lot of issues here with that mistake off the tee. It just kind of sometimes compounds your problem. Not always. You can still get out of it every once in a while, depending on the wind situation. But you just really put yourself way far out here to try to get on and salvage a 4 or 5 here. It looks like he did that pretty good. He should be able to tap that one in. That should be good. And we should be able to get to that par 3. Now with the next par 3 upcoming, that stadium hole, I tend to play it in multiple ways just depending on the wind. Of course, there's the straight shot where you have that little round fairway, which can be a bit of a challenge to hit. A lot of times I won't go that way intentionally if I'm going first, just so I don't get shot copied. So I'll try to play a different shot because it takes when you go the other routes, it takes a little bit different of a way of playing it, and it's a lot harder for guys to kind of factor in everything that you're doing differently, like with the backspin and the side spin and the curl. When you go straight at it, you basically give them the blueprint. Even so, with a win like that he just got, I wouldn't even go for that anyway. It's just a death trap. There's 2 other ways that you can play it. One is like a full backspin shot, which if I had his, and I wouldn't do what he's about to do here. This is a little bit risky. I'm going to go ahead and play the rough shot on this, so you can see the other way to play this hole that I like to play it. And there's quite a bit of margin of error. Of course, you see he pulled it off, but you have to counter that wind. As you can see, he missed very right here. So on a hard left to right wind like that, if he doesn't side spin it back left or play some kind of curl, it's still not going to be enough to keep that thing on line. And that's one of the main reasons I don't like this shot. So for this rough shot, I do about 1.5 top spin, full side spin. If I don't have a side spin ball, I'll just curl it more. I tend to find that basically curling the ball, you get roughly, I would say one bullseye worth of shank will be what I just put on it with that Titan there. If I was to shank it into the, like for example, into the white on my bullseye for my shot, it would have been correlated to about the amount of spin that I put on it with that Titan, that side spin. So as you can see, that rough shot, it's pretty low risk. It gives you the ability to shank it, overplay your wind, underplay your wind, and still hit a relatively close shot. I do tend to miss on the left there because there's kind of a hill, and it's really kind of hard to ride it right up there and actually put it on the hole, because even if I would have gone a little bit more, it tends to kind of curve past below the hole, so it's kind of hard to make it, but you can get pretty good results, as you can see.